Hi everyone. So today we will be talking about unit testing in Node.js. So let's first understand the project that we would be testing. So this is a basic Node.js project which I created using Express library. We also be testing the GraphQL API. So these are the resolvers of the GraphQL and schema. What this app does is that there are some users and we have some jobs assigned to each user, so a user have can have multiple jobs. Would be just testing the functionality that that you can log in, you can create a user, you would be adding jobs and you would be returning all the jobs of the user. So we would be testing both the GraphQL API and also the routes, so REST API. So we would also be testing the REST API. So first we need to create a server, and we also need this server in the testing as well as when we are running our app. So create a function which would be returning the app, Express app. So we can use this function in both the index where we would be listening to the server. Like here I said that app create server, and this create server here is returning an app. We just define all the middleware and route in the function and then return this app. And we can also use this app in our test. So the basic idea of unit testing is that we would be testing each API, each REST API and GraphQL API endpoints in isolation. So so we would also be needing a library supertest. So supertest is used to make HTTP request. It can be used with Jest. So we have used Jest to make test cases to run test cases in Node.js. So add these two lines in your package.json. When we use this test, it will check all the file which have the extension .test.js, and it will run all those files. But if we just want to run a single file, we can use something like this, and we will only run index.test.js. And here I am also creating a JUnit file, JUnit XML, using just JUnit. So it will tell us about all the test cases we have run. I will show you after we have created the test cases. So let's save this file. Now we will be using a super test library. So super test library is used to create the request. So we would be making some request onto our server to check if the output we are getting is the correct output or not. So I imported our database here. So we have used SQLite 3 in Node.js, which have two tables, users table and jobs table, which will be the users table will be having all the username and password, and jobs would be having the jobs of the user with a user ID. So we can filter jobs on the basis of the user. Now import create server function, the app using this create server function. So there's also some functions like before all. So what this method will does is, if there are something we want to run before all the test cases. So so most likely we would be cleaning our database. So we can define the cleanup of our database here. So this will run before all unit tests. So I can say database dot release. So this release function just drop all the tables in SQLite. So I have created this release function here. Actually, I defined it here. So it is dropping all the tables. So it is just cleaning up my database. There's a describe keyword. So describe keyword is what we use to start describing our test suite. So in a test suite there can be multiple tests which are somewhat related. So let's say, since first we are testing REST API, so we can say the test unit test which we will be writing will be describing the REST API, and then we can give it a function. Now here we will write all test for REST API. So there's a first test, those test, and we can name what this test will be doing. So let's say we will be creating a user. So when creating user, we also then we give a callback function, and we give it an async because we would be making request. And now we can say const response is equal to await request dot post dot send. So this in this post we would be defining that we are making a post request, and we give on which route we are making this post request. So since we are defining our create user or sign up here at URL sign up, so we will be giving it URL sign up. And now in send we need to we need to give the data which we will be sending. So to create a user we need username. Let's say if I give it user1 and password with 123. So this will be making a post request on our server with this data. We will say that we expect response dot status code to equal 200. So since we are returning 200 after creating a user, we are saying that status code would be 200. There is an error, we would be returning a status code of 400, and if everything went correct, we would be returning a status code of 200. So that's why we say we expect the status code to be 200. Also this test should be from a small t, and the request also accept an argument with app, so we can say that on which app it is making request. So now if I run npm run main test, so I am running main test script because I also want to see the output in JUnit, since we defined this main test script as with this. So as you can see, the test has been passed. And if I see our JUnit XML file, you can see that it is giving us the data or output about how much time it took to run the test and on which timestamp we run this test. So now the next test we will be making to log in a user. So when logging a user, we have defined here that we will be returning a token, a JWT signed token, JSON web token. And so we will be making the same request. So I will just copy it. So we will be making just same request on the route login, and we would be expecting a status code of 200 when everything went right, and we also would be expecting a token. So we will see by consoling the response dot body that what we are receiving. So you can see we are receiving this token, and now you can also expect or assert that if this token is correct, that will this token give us ID 1 or 2, whatever we will be expecting by parsing it, that token will be equal to response dot body dot token. Now we can create another test to add a job. So adding job, we will also be making a request, and we will be saying that on route add, and we give it a data. So the data is the name of the job. Let's say creating creating front page, and what fee we will be getting for it. Let's say 2223. Now if I run this request, let's run this request first, and if I will say that if everything went right, it should give us a status code of 200. So it will be giving us error, or this test will be failing. See, one test has been failed, and it is saying that we are expecting 200 status code, but we are receiving 404 status code. And why is this happening is that we are saying that if the user is not authenticated, so we will not allow it to create a job. So everything is actually working fine. So what we need to do is we also need to set an authorization token here. So we will say set and authorization header, and we say bearer. It's a bearer token, and add this token here. So this will set the header for our request, which we will be making to this route with this data. And now if we expect 200, now we can run our test again. Now every test case is passed. So we can also create another test with get user job, and we will say instead of sending post request, send a get request on route jobs, and we don't need to send this data. And we can say in this case we can say that we will be expecting uh, this data in an array. So we can say expect response dot body dot to equal an array, and then this object. And we will also be getting a id uh, for you, since this is the first user. So so SQL will also give us the id 1, and it should be user id. So you can see all the tests is passed. And if I say, let's say there is not a r, so when you are writing test, always see if the test is failing, if you give some wrong input or something wrong. So we can see that we are getting a failed test. So now the REST API is tested. Now we can test our GraphQL API. So GraphQL API, for testing GraphQL API, it is not much different from testing a REST API. So only difference is when you are making mutation request, you just send it as a data. Will be showing you it a little fast by copying all the code here, and I will explain that code to you bit by bit. So here we described another test suite to test the GraphQL API, and the first test case is the same as the REST API test, which is creating a user. And now here we are creating a user with the username as user2 and password hacker. And we are requesting this query. So this mutation query is what we usually write in GraphQL, and this the mutation query should be always sent using the post, and we are sending it to our only route in GraphQL. And since GraphQL will automatically see which fields it should be written according to the query, so we just send the query as a data So where we are sending it data in our REST, we will send our query as an object, and we will say that we expect the errors to be undefined. So GraphQL automatically append this error field in the object it return if there is an error. So this error should be undefined. So all test cases passing. Unit so in this test we are testing if we can log in a user, and we have made this query. So you can so we made this query, and now we will send it again, and we are also expecting to get an ID and token, because we have defined it in our schema that we will be receiving an ID and token. So so this ID should be 2, and we initialized our token, uh, so we can use this token later in making all other request. And if I run this, so you can see all the test is passing. So it is not much different with the test in testing of REST API. The major difference is that we are sending the query uh, and in the GraphQL uh, on the same endpoint. Other tests would be like this only. We will be sending all this query in our send here, and setting the token head in our header by using dot set, and always keep in mind to check this error field, because if there is any error, the GraphQL always add this field in our object. So you can see all the test is passing. And if I, let's say, make some error in the, so let's say if I return some wrong, so if I send some wrong token, so there should be an error field attached to the object, so this test must be failing. So you can see two test failed, and the reason is because we failed creating a job, so we will not be receiving that job we expected. So these tests are interdependent. If this test also failed, this test will fail also. So you can see that we expected the undefined error to be undefined, but we are receiving this error message that please authenticate. So always assert this error in GraphQL test. So this is the end, and if there is any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you very much.